This is called a litter scooper. This is a real object that exists in this universe. But before we get to that, this is called a cat. This is also a real object that exists in the same universe. See? I wasn't lying. Cats are a medium-sized mammal, and in a lot of ways they are kind of a highly optimized creature, this particular specimen notwithstanding. They are agile, maneuverable little murder machines with flexible bodies and sharpened fingernails. They sustain themselves by hunting and consuming smaller machines, which is a problem because cats are lazy. This is perhaps one of their defining characteristics. But they're clever too. At some point in time, cats came into contact with a much larger mammal species called humans. They saw that humans had an overabundance of food, somehow, and that they had constructed large, safe environments for themselves, somehow. And so the cats decided to move in. Human homes would now be cat homes. Human food would now be cat food. And as for the humans, they react to mammalian invaders in seemingly arbitrary ways. If a human habitat contains a mouse, it will become a likely candidate for murder. But if a human habitat contains a cat, it will be willingly provided free fuel, fresh fluid, hair removal, stargazing stations, epidermal stimulation, inconsequential playthings, entrancing red dots, squirrel viewing platforms, spongy pads, hard drugs, etc. This is an excellent deal for the cats, and a pretty rough deal for the mice, whom the cats also murder. And indeed, a human will set aside a small container somewhere within their home in which they allow an entirely different species of animal to defecate and urinate on a small pile of dirt. Again, I have to emphasize that these actions are performed voluntarily by the humans. They will then employ a crude plastic sieve to sift out lumps of pungent material. This is a real object that exists in this universe. And you might be wondering, what do the humans receive in exchange for these provided services? Yeah, you might be wondering that. I can see why that would be a question that you would have.